Hi, I'm Lesley Abravanel. I am a columnist with the Miami Herald, and I'm also the author of Fromer's Florida Travel Guides. I'm here today with Michelle Moore from Miami Tour Company. We're here to discuss how to plan a successful vacation. Her company has been awarded a Certificate of Excellence from TripAdvisor and has been featured on Google as a small business success story. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Leslie. It's nice to meet you.
Likewise.
I'm excited to be here today.
So can you tell me a little bit about your company?
Yes, I'd love to. My husband and I started the company in 2002. We offer small guided tours throughout Florida. We visit Miami, the Everglades, Key West, and Orlando. We're open every day, and we transport about 35,000 passengers a year.
Wow, that's a big responsibility.
Yes, well, in addition to working with my husband, my father-in-law is one of our tour guides. My sister works for the company, and my mom is one of our bookkeepers.
That's a family affair. That's so nice. So how many people in total work for the company?
We have about 17 people on our team. Our customer service department helps people with vacation planning, and our tour guides are on the road leading tour groups.
Wow. So from your experience, what is the first thing a person needs to know when planning a vacation to Miami?
Well, I think it's important for everyone to understand the layout of the city before they visit. I talk to so many people who are staying in Miami and have never even heard of Miami Beach.
What?
Or who are staying in Miami Beach and have never been to Lincoln Road.
I can't even fathom that. That's insane.
Yes, it's true.
All right, so give these people an overview of the city so they don't miss out.
The main areas of the city are pretty close together. The Miami Airport is located about 10 miles west of downtown in the Port of Miami. If you travel 5 miles east of downtown, you'll be in Miami Beach. The main tourist areas of Miami Beach are Lincoln Road, which is an outdoor shopping mall, and Ocean Drive, which is the center of the Art Deco district.
So do you find that more people come to vacation in Miami, or what about the cruise ships? There's tons here. More people take a cruise?
Well, when I first started our company, I lived in South Beach, and I thought the industry must revolve around the beach. However, as I spoke with more people, I learned this wasn't the case. More people are coming to Miami to take a cruise than to party in South Beach.
Really?
Yes. To give you an idea, in 2013, over 4 million people came to Miami to take a cruise.
That's an insane statistic.
Yes.
Okay, so besides cruises then, why else do people come?
Well, I'd probably blame Jimmy Buffett and Mickey Mouse. I'm kidding, but it's true. Many people combine a Miami vacation with a trip to Key West, and it's hard to visit Florida and not go to Disney World. What's great about Miami is we're located in the middle of both cities. We're about a 3-hour drive to Key West, and it takes about 4 hours to get to Orlando.
So it's ideally located, absolutely. We can go to a lot of places, but not always. Let's discuss one of the situations known as the weather.
Well, you know, Miami is great. People think the weather is great all the time, and I like different times for different reasons. I love November through March because the weather is cool and we can sleep with our windows open. April through July are great months for going to the beach. And August and September are also good months for going to the beach, but it's also a rainy season. It can rain a lot in the afternoon during the late summer and the early fall.
Sure. Okay, assuming that the weather's cooperating, let's talk about airports. You mentioned Miami. Can you tell us, do more people fly into Miami International, or what about Fort Lauderdale? I know that's sort of the underdog airport when it comes to traveling to Miami. Tell us about that.
Well, I find that most international travelers arrive to Miami, while most domestic travelers fly into Fort Lauderdale. It's good to weigh the price of the airline ticket and the transportation costs before deciding which airport is right for you. You know, time can also be a consideration. Sure. It can take up to 2 hours to get to Fort Lauderdale from Miami in rush hour traffic.
That's a lot. That's precious vacation time.
It is.
How do people usually get to and from the airport?
They usually take a taxi. A taxi from Miami Airport to downtown or the Port of Miami costs about $24. And if you're staying in Miami Beach, a taxi will cost about $32. And the city of Miami also has an express bus from the Miami Airport to Miami Beach that costs about $2.50.
That's fantastic. That's such a good deal.
It is.
Is it reliable?
It is reliable. It can take a little bit longer, obviously, than just taking a taxi, but yes, it's a good way if you want to save some money.
Yeah, I'd rather spend that money, you know, somewhere in a club or whatever for a drink.
Exactly.
What about the cost of transportation from Fort Lauderdale to Miami?
It's about $85. If you're traveling with a group and you can't fit in a taxi, Miami Tour Company offers private transportation. We have vans that can accommodate up to 14 people and buses that seat up to 59 people.
What if there were just 2 of us? Can we take your transportation?
Absolutely. We offer transportation from 1 to 1,000.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
So what about renting a car? Is there anything people need to know?
Sure. Well, the good news is Miami is one of the cheapest cities for car rentals.
Really?
Yeah, an economy car costs about $30 a day. The bad news is traffic is hectic and Miami drivers can be reckless. The rules are the same for both domestic and international travelers. All you need to do is be 25 and have a valid driver's license and credit card.
Some would say maybe driving in Miami is part of the city's charm. I don't know. So now we know how to get to Miami. When we're in Miami, talk to me a little bit about the hotels. Where are we going to stay? I know there are so many hotels here. Different sizes, shapes, styles, and budget. Budget is very important. Do you have tips on how to avoid spending a fortune?
Sure. I tell our customers the best way to save money on a hotel is to search online at a booking site like Expedia and compare all the different hotels in your budget. Then go over to TripAdvisor and read the reviews. When you find 3 or 4 hotels you like, pick up the phone and call the hotel directly. Tell them the rate you found and ask them if they'll give you a cheaper price.
Does that really work?
Yes. Not with every hotel, but there are many places that will negotiate with you. These hotels pay big commissions to the booking sites, and they prefer to pass the savings on to you and earn you as a customer.
That makes sense. I think I'll try it. Fantastic.
Absolutely. If they won't give you a cheaper rate, ask for a free upgrade like an oceanfront room or a free breakfast.
All right, yeah, if you don't ask, you don't get, right?
I save a lot of money doing this.
I bet you do. So in your vast experience, what is different about staying in Miami as opposed to some other city?
That's a great question. There are a few things in Miami that are different. First, Miami hotel rooms are very expensive. The list goes New York City, Honolulu, Boston, then Miami. Hotel rooms are generally smaller than other cities, and most don't offer free breakfast or airport transportation, and many charge an extra resort fee.
All right, wait, back up now. So wait, why do I want to stay here? Tell me the good things.
Well, it's usually sunny, and there's lots of hotels right on the beach.
Okay, so give me some of your favorites.
I like the Embassy Suites near the Miami Airport, the Surfcomber and the Royal Palm, and the Hilton Bentley in Miami Beach are some of my favorites. The Casa Grande on Ocean Drive is one of the few all-suite hotels, and the Cara Blanc is very nice.
There's a lot to choose from.
Yes.
All right, so now we have somewhere to sleep. Tell me more about what there is to do here besides the beach. I don't always want to go to the beach.
Many people say taking a tour with us was the highlight of their vacation.
Nice.
And I love when people say that. It makes all that hard work worthwhile.
Sure.
But what's great about Miami is there's so much to see. There's the Fairchild Tropical Garden, the Deering Estate, the Fruit and Spice Park. Miami has a world-renowned art district. Shopping is amazing. There's tons of water activities, and not to mention all the nightlife.
Before we go out at night, though, we need to eat.
Definitely.
Talk to me about the restaurant scene. It's something that I follow very closely. It's something that has been really emerging internationally, and there's so much to choose from. What are your favorite restaurants here?
Well, I tend to recommend the casual, inexpensive restaurants within walking distance to the hotels in Miami Beach. I like T-Mex. It has good Mexican food. If you'd like to try a real empanada, Charlotte's Bakery is awesome. Portisagua has good Cuban food. Rice is a Mediterranean restaurant I like. And on Lincoln Road, Doroku Sushi has great Japanese food.
So it's not all high-end restaurants here,
No,
then,
it's
right?
not.
It's for all budgets, you would say.
Definitely.
Yeah, because people are intimidated by all the glitz and the glamour with the high-end places, but you're telling us that there's not, and that's really reassuring to a lot of people.
Definitely. I mean, you can eat without breaking the bank.
Right, that's nice.
But if I had to choose my 2 favorite upscale restaurants, they'd be Yardbird and Barton G.
Yum. I love those.
Yes.
All right, I'm a little hungry right now. Can we change the subject?
I know, let's change the subject.
All right, let's go to something a little more dry, the web. I imagine most people find you guys by Google. Are there some other travel websites that you recommend people look into?
Yeah, I use a lot of local sites every day. But first, Lesley, let's talk about your site, Seen in the Tropics. For keeping up on Miami gossip and trends, we all love reading your blog.
Thank you very much.
It's very entertaining.
It's fun to write. It's all the important news in Miami.
Definitely.
Who's eating where, what they're eating, who they're eating with, you know.
Well, I also read Urban Spoon and the Short Order blog for restaurant information. I use TripAdvisor for hotel reviews and Priceline for car rentals. I use a site called Beat the Traffic for keeping our tour buses out of traffic jams.
Does that really work?
Yes, it really does
I need
work.
to get on that.
And we also run a site called Miami Beach 411.
Yes.
That has tons of travel information.
It's a great one. I follow you guys on Twitter.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, so this is a lot of information to digest. Assuming people are doing their research, what are some common mistakes that people make when planning a trip?
From what I see, the biggest mistake people make is not doing their research. It's important for people to get as much information as possible about their options. Nothing feels worse than checking into a hotel or walking on a tour bus feeling like you made a bad choice. You can avoid this by reading reviews and speaking with the establishments beforehand. The second mistake people make is waiting until the last minute to book. Just like the airlines, the closer you get to your travel date to make a reservation, the more money you're going to spend. Hotel rates increase, tours sell out, and travel becomes expensive and frustrating. Just to give you an example, recently I had a group of 50 people call me from the airport and they expected a bus to be waiting for them.
No.
Yeah, but they didn't confirm a reservation. They contacted me a few months prior and I gave them a quote, but they never confirmed the reservation. It's difficult to arrange a driver and a vehicle for same-day services.
Of course.
And then another time I was working with a travel agent on a private tour and they were supposed to call me with the group's lunch menu. Well, she boarded the cruise and she never called, and I couldn't contact her because she was at sea. The restaurant called the day before and said, we're going to need to cancel the reservation because we don't have the set menu. The moral of the story is, do your research and make your reservations in advance.
Yes.
That way, when your vacation starts, you'll feel relaxed knowing you made the right decision.
Right, okay, that's excellent, excellent advice. Now, before we go, do you have any other tips you can share with us to make this whole process easier?
Yes. I tell all of our customers to bring sunglasses, sunscreen, and an umbrella. Travel with a neck pillow. Makes your airplane ride more comfortable. Pack your valuables in your carry-on luggage. When you're dining out, make sure you check the bill before signing. Many Miami Beach restaurants add the gratuity.
Yes.
Also, if you're paying for drinks at a nightclub with a credit card, make sure you read the statement. Some South Beach clubs have been known to pad the check.
Definitely, I've heard stories, yes.
Also, brush up on your Spanish. That definitely helps.
Yes.
But the most important thing is keep a positive attitude. It's easy to fall into a bad mood when things don't go as planned. And if you are flexible and you have a good sense of humor, your vacation can be nice and smooth and you can really enjoy it.
That is fantastic advice. However, you forgot one thing. Call Miami Tour Company. I mean, it could be seamless with you guys, definitely. Fantastic. Thank you so much for all your information. I appreciate it. And we all learned a lot. I know I definitely did. So thank you again, Michelle.
Thank you, Lesley. On behalf of all of us at Miami Tour Company, we want to encourage everyone to visit Miami and come take a tour with us. We love showing you around.
We learned a lot today, and I hope to see everyone in Miami.